So you'll take care of that for me?
No problem.
Good. Trish has all the notes on the last meeting.
All right, I'll look them over before I talk to him.
Good, thank you. That takes a load off.
Sounds like you have other plans for this morning.
Yes. I'm going to talk to Clarke.
Oh, Dad, come on.
Ridge, this problem is not going to go away. Clarke's a very talented designer, and he's married to my daughter. And to try to avoid him just isn't practical.
Neither is confronting him, especially about something as highly charged as this.
I'm just going to ask him a couple of questions.
Like what?
Like where the hell his priorities are and where Kristen fits into all of that.
Dad, it's not going to get out of hand at all, is it?
I've got to talk to him, Ridge. That's all there is to it.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, you can wrap him in a tissue and throw him in the dumpster. You're the one who said you didn't want to fire him.
I don't, and I won't. Unless...
Unless what?
Never mind. Look, I better get over there. I appreciate your help this morning.
Hi, Dad.
Morning.
See you at the office.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen much of you lately. You avoiding me, big brother?
Just busy like you. How are things?
Well, business is fine. Caroline's about the same. That about covers it.
The same, what does that mean?
You got a minute?
Sure.
Four West, please.
For West.
Miss Evans, please.
Speaking.
Hi, Miss Evans. This is,
I know. Mr. Garrison. You're calling again about your son.
Yes. How is he?
Well, he ate a big breakfast. That's a good sign.
How about his fever?
It's back to normal.
It's excellent.
He's going to be fine, Mr. Garrison. I'm sure the doctor will let him leave in a couple of days.
Oh, thank you, Miss Evans. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Garrison.
Hi, it's me.
Oh, hi.
Well, I got a good report from the hospital this morning.
So did I.
Oh, you called.
A few minutes ago.
Oh. Well, you know, if you'd like to go over there and see him.
I'd love to, except I'm a little swamped today. I didn't get a thing done yesterday.
I'm sorry.
It wasn't your fault. Look, there's something I'd really like to talk to you about very soon.
What's that?
Arrangements to see Mark. Won't you get married?
Oh. Well, sure, we can talk about that, later this morning if you'd like. Oh, listen, there's someone at the door and I gotta go.
Talk to you later?
Okay, bye. Hi.
Well, you certainly look bright and very beautiful.
Oh.
Come on in. I'll be with you in a minute.
going on?
Well, I'm not really sure. I mean, I think things are progressing in a positive direction.
With Caroline?
Yeah, our marriage.
That's good news.
Well, as long as I'm being objective, it is.
Why would you think that?
Well, it gets kind of personal, Ridge.
Come on, you can tell me.
Well, for one thing, we haven't had a sexual relationship in quite a while.
You talked about that with Caroline?
Well, not recently. I'm willing to give her as much time as she needs if it brings us closer together.
You know, you're smart not to rush this.
Am I?
Yeah.
I hope so. I really hope so. Yes, I'm late. I gotta go. So I'll see you at the office?
Yeah, I'll see you at the office.
Get on.
Oh. I am a very happy man this morning.
You're also a very handsome man this morning.
Well, it's because of you.
All of it?
It seems so right.
1 week from tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. The big day.
Okay, tell me. Now, what would you like for a wedding present?
Well, I think I have what I want.
Come on. No, I mean it. Really, what would you like for a wedding present?
Actually, there is one thing that you could do for me.
And what's that?
If you could spend a little more time with Caroline between now and the wedding.
Caroline?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you two really don't know each other that well.
Well, has she said something?
No, but I'm just wondering.
Why?
Well, she's often said to me that she would favor my remarrying. But she hasn't said a word since I told her you and I were going to be married.
Well, do you think there's a problem?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know why there would be. I mean, we're very compatible with one another. We've been seeing each other for a while. There's no surprise for her there. Anyway, if you would just talk to her.
I already have.
There. I should just about do it.
Now, Ned Forrester.
Clarke,
Should have told me it was you. I didn't mean to keep you waiting.
you've been doing that a lot these days, haven't you?
You're talking about yesterday.
Yes, yesterday. You call me in the morning and tell me you're going to be late, and then you never show up. And then there's your work. We've been doing a lot of waiting for that, too.
Look, about yesterday.
Yes, I know. Yesterday was something personal.
Yes. And believe me when I tell you, it's very personal. But it's handled, and it won't happen again. I promise you.
Are you certain of that, Clarke?
Absolutely.
I don't think you can be certain of that, Clarke. You see, this personal problem, I happen to know what it is. When you phoned me yesterday, Clarke, where were you?
Where was I?
Yes, and I strongly suggest that you be truthful.
I was at the hospital, sir.
I see. Why?
I was helping someone whose child was ill.
Would that be Margo?
Yes. Yes, Margo. I don't know if you heard, but yesterday her son got terribly sick.
As a matter of fact, I did hear about that.
From Margo.
No. From my wife. Bill Spencer told her.
Bill Spencer.
That's right. And that's not all he told her.
It's not?
No, it isn't. Now, I'd like you to tell me something, Clarke.
Like what, Mr. Forrester?
Like everything there is to know about you And Margo? And this child of hers.
You've spoken to Caroline about our wedding plans?
Well, she came to my office before I accepted your proposal.
Why?
I think she wanted to know if my intentions were honorable.
My daughter. I hope it wasn't too difficult.
Well, it wasn't the friendliest of meetings.
I'm sorry.
No, nonsense. I mean, I've been through worse than that.
Well, I'll talk to her.
No, no. I'd like to handle it myself. I think I might have an idea.
Anything you want to discuss?
No, I think I'd like to try it out first.
Well, I certainly don't want any hostilities between you two.
I know, I don't either, but I think I have an idea that will ensure against that. So, could you drive me to work?
Looks like it's gonna happen.
What is?
Your father's wedding.
Oh, yes.
Gotta hand it to him. Margo's quite a catch.
You want to know?
So how do you feel about this coupling?
I'm going to be very busy in the next week, I'll tell you that much.
So you are gonna be active in it?
Of course. It's not every day that you marry off a father.
Hopefully. That doesn't quite answer the question. How are things going with your future stepmother?
I hardly know her.
That doesn't answer the question either. Maybe the lady doesn't want to answer the question.
Maybe she doesn't.
And that doesn't sound good.
I'm reserving my judgment on Margo. I want to talk to you about something else.
Like what?
Like the conversation you had with Thorne before I came down.
What about it?
I heard all of it. And it is time again that you and I set the record straight.
I'm waiting, Clarke.
Eric, I don't understand.
No. You understand. And you may not buy any more time. Everything there is to know about you and Margo and that baby. Let's hear it. I am losing my patience, Clarke.
Okay. Okay. I'll tell you everything.
We'll see.
The baby's mine. I'm his father. That's why I was at the hospital yesterday. Because he was sick. He was very sick. There you have it.
How long did you expect to keep this a secret, Clarke?
Forever, if possible. Until yesterday, I wanted nothing to do with that boy. Kristen knew, of course, but as far as the rest of the family was concerned, I saw no reason to tell them. Ever.
And now?
Now, I feel differently.
I want you to explain that to me, Clarke.
Don't know how to say it. Yesterday, when I was sitting in that emergency room, knowing that boy might die without my ever acknowledging that he was my son, I went into such a panic. I didn't give a damn about the implications. I had to do what was right.
And in your opinion, What makes things right by my daughter, by your wife? Does that make things right by her?
Certainly not by ignoring my son.
I see. Well, that's very courageous on your part. But do you expect that to smooth things over with me?
Mr. Forrester, I know you've got to be mad as hell about this. I know that. But that baby boy doesn't mean that I can't be a husband to Kristen, a very good husband.
Well, that hasn't proven out so far, has it?
I love your daughter, sir.
Do you think that's enough? Do you think that because you love my daughter, that makes you a good husband? You have other commitments, Clarke. You have priorities that my daughter knew nothing about when she married you.
I didn't even know about them when we got married.
That's not the point. She got less than she bargained for. A lot less. You are a man with a child out of wedlock.
Sir, I'm sorry, but I've got to say this. That involves Kristen and me.
No, Clarke. When your work is affected, it involves me very much. And your work has suffered terribly over the last few weeks. Now, I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to tell you once. Either your work here at Forrester starts to improve, and I mean now, or you're going to be out of a job. And I'm going to tell you something else. The first glimpse I get that you're backsliding on that marriage, and you're going to be out of a hell of a lot more than a job. Now, you get with it, boy.
You want to set the record straight?
Yes?
You don't have to, Caroline.
I shouldn't have to.
Look, I realize the position you're in.
It's untenable, Ridge. It's completely untenable, and Thorne is looking for hope. Any sign of it from anyone.
He loves you.
He loves me? What does that have to do with any of this? Remember, Ridge, I'm doing this for you. I wanted a divorce, and you begged me not to ask him for one, so I haven't. But I made it very clear to you that this is a temporary situation.
I need time.
For what?
I need time to handle something.
Something that has to do with Thorne?
Yes.
And you can't tell me what it is?
No, I can't.
You have to, Ridge. I'm his wife. He's my husband. I have a right to know.
Yes, you do. Which is why this is also bloody difficult.
I can't keep this up. It isn't fair to anyone. I don't want to be cruel to your brother, and that's what I'm being. I'm being cruel and heartless. I'm letting him believe that there's a marriage here when there isn't one.
Caroline, believe me when I tell you, what you're doing for Thorne is in his best interest for now.
How can you say that? How can it possibly be in his best interest? Your brother is a wonderful person. He's easy to be with, he's great to talk to, and I can't help but acting friendly with him. But when I act that way, he sees it as a glimmer of hope that everything's gonna be okay in our marriage. And it isn't. There isn't any. There isn't any hope, Ridge. And yet you won't let me tell him that. Why? Will you please just tell me why?
I can't.
I love you, Ridge. That's why I'm doing this. But I can only take so much. And I'm really up to my limit. So, next week after my father's wedding, you have to tell me why you're asking me to do this. Or I'm going to have to go ahead with my plan to divorce Thorne. I'm really sorry, and I wish it didn't have to be this way. But either you trust me enough to confide in me, or I will tell Thorne.